For the next couple of days, I'm going to be dedicating the vlog to putting up a tutorial. And it's really very basic, simple stuff, but I hope to present it visually so that anybody could basically understand this. And the people who have been involved with like doing video work can appreciate it as well. So essentially, we're going to talk about working with stereo files, a right hand and a left hand side of the video for 3D. But before we get into that, we're going to have to download a couple of free, take in mind that all the programs I'm going to have you download today are totally free, very useful tools in working with not only 3D video, but all video in general. You'll probably find yourself playing around with some of these programs before the next tutorial, because they are pretty fun to use if you're not currently using them. And just to mention that even though this tutorial is on both my 3D vlog channel and my older account, S84, this video, at least this part of it, will not be in 3D. It's going to have a split screen, but don't expect letters or icons to pop out at you. It's not meant to be 3D. It's just meant to be a good old-fashioned tutorial. Let me explain a little bit about something concerning folder management of these programs we're going to be using. Now, if you've been working with computers for quite some time and you've got your own certain way of doing things, it does not necessarily have to be done this way. I'm only going through this because for those who don't want to do anything wrong with it, they don't want to mess anything up, this is a quick and easy basic plan on where your programs will go in your computer in order for us to basically do some settings later. If you go ahead and press the Windows key on your keyboard and E, it'll bring up your Windows Explorer so that you can kind of follow along with what I'm doing here. Now, of course, at the very top you've got your desktop. If your desktop is expanded out, then the next icon that you'll see there is your personal user account on that computer, whether you're an administrator or whether you're a user on somebody else's computer and you've already set up a user account with the password. That's where that will be. I'm hoping that you are the administrator, because we're going to go into some things that will require administrator privileges, so I hope that you're the administrator of your system. Okay, so you have your user icon there. If you expand that, you have like several different icons, and the one I want you to notice is the one that says downloads. All of the programs that we download will probably go into this folder, but a couple of them you'll be installing directly from that folder. You're not going to have to set anything in other folders or anything like that. All you have to do is double click on the exe and it will install for you. These programs that will install for you automatically will be Avisynth and Pazera's MP4 to AVI. The other two items, one is a program, Virtualdub, and the other one is a codec called the huffyuv codec. Those you're actually going to be placing in folders that you're going to be creating. If you go into your computer icon there, and then go down to where it says OS C colon there for your C drive, this is where you're going to be right-clicking on your on the right-hand window there, and you're going to be doing a new folder of Huffy. You might not need the Virtualdub one, because I think that they already make it when you download the program. But that's where that folder is going to be. It's going to be in your operating system C drive. But you'll definitely want the Huffy one there made. Get that one ready. We'll explain that in a little bit. Now, When you download Virtualdub, it's going to make two other folders, AVI proxy, which we won't deal anything with, and a plugins folder. The plugins folder is important because we're going to be downloading a plugin, and that plugin will be placed in that folder. We're going to install Pazera's MP4 to AVI. We're going to install Avisynth. We're going to download and place in the C drive Virtualdub, and we're going to download the Huffy codec as well as the Stereotools filter for Virtualdub. Once we get this done, you are going to love what this does for you. Now you could search to Google, but I've got a link in my information bar right there for the Huffy codec. Go ahead and put that in your browser. It brings you to the Huffy 2.1.1 page, and you'll notice that there's a link for a pre-built DLL, and that's the one we're going to be downloading, and we're going to put that in our little Huffy folder, just so extract it to that folder that we made in our C drive. And then if you right click, there's an install link. This is the easy way. Now if this does not work, which it probably won't with Windows Vista or Windows 7, we're going to need to do something a little bit more difficult here. You'll need to go into your programs, your accessories, and into command prompt, right click that so that you can run it as administrator. Okay, very good. We're going to need to change the directory of this if this is a Windows 32-bit machine. And it doesn't matter if you're doing the 32-bit of Virtualdub or the 64-bit of Virtualdub. You still have to put into the machines this particular code here. So go ahead and change the directory to your C drive. And this is for a 32-bit user, of course. And then you're going to be typing in, and I've got this in my information bar as well. This should help you out here. But you're going to be typing in rundll32.exe space setup api.dll comma no space install hinf section space default install space 0 space, and now notice C:/Huffy/huffyuv.inf. That is our Huffy folder, and so it's got to refer to that folder in order for it to install that codec. And we're going to do the same thing with the computers that are 64-bit, Windows 64. So back we go into Programs, Accessories, Command Prompt, right click, Run as Administrator. And right in our System32, we'll change that directory to C, Windows. And then we're going to change the directory again to the syswow64 folder. Alright, and then we're going to type in, just like we did before, rundll.exe space setup api.dll no space comma no space install hinf section space default install 0, and then C:// and actually the Huffy folder, not the temp folder, the Huffy folder that we had made earlier, huffy.inf. Make sure you got the right folder selected with that. Alright, let's go ahead and install Virtualdub. Now that we got that Huffy codec out of the way, and it should register as one of the codecs in the program itself. I just put it in the Google search. It brought me to the home page here. I go to downloads, and then it says download at Sourceport, so go to this other page here. Have a choice between 32-bit or 64-bit. And just as an example, I'm going to use a 32. Wait for Sourceport to do its thing, and then hit OK to install it. Well, to give us at least a zip file. Now, as I mentioned before, it's already given us the exes in this. There's no install exe. The program exe is already there, and so we're gonna go ahead and put this in the Virtualdub folder. Let's go ahead and get Avisynth, put it in the Google, or use the link down below. You'll notice that there is a link on the top of the main page here for download. We'll just grab that. It goes to Sourceport again. We'll press our little green button there, and then it'll bring us a prompt to save the file in 0 seconds and save it. And this will bring us a prompt for the installation once we click the exe file there. And we'll install it at that point. Then we're going to go into Pazera MP4 to AVI. Either search through Google for it or use the link down below. Got a big green download button. Brings up our file, save that file. Now this Pazera is 9.9 megabyte. I know it doesn't show the progress there, but that's how much it is. Or it was, at least when this video was made. Double click on that. And it'll bring us up the install. Using the link that's down below, go to the Stereotools filter, go all the way to the bottom, click to download that, say OK, and you'll notice that it's got that the 2 PDF files there. What you want to do is you want to copy that PDF once you get it extracted into your Virtualdub plugins folder, as we mentioned before.